Hey, happy Friday to you. It is the end of the work week, and now we are looking at the weekend. And I'm glad that you joined me for our Friday 5. Friday 5. With 5 minutes with Phil. Thank you so much for being with me here today. Sorry, I'm just feeling a little goofy. And I want to share a verse with you today that is, I think it's a real popular verse with a lot of believers, a lot of church people. They've even seen paintings of Jesus knocking on a door. That's where this verse comes from. Let me read it for you, then I'll unpack it a little bit more. Revelation 3:20. Here's what it says. Look, I stand at the door and knock. If you hear my voice and open the door, I will come in and we will share a meal together as friends. Okay, let's get some background here. Okay, Jesus is he is basically dictating a letter that is written to a church in a place called Laodicea, okay? And he's addressing some issues that these church people had. Specifically, this was the, quote, lukewarm church. And at the end of it, he gives this verse. He says, behold, or look, I stand at the door and knock. And if anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and I will share a meal together with him. Now, what is this verse saying? I think there's a few things here that I want to encourage you with. First of all, again, there's the painting of Jesus standing at the door knocking that a lot of us have seen at Christian bookstores, churches, online, whatever, and that's great. But a lot of people think that this verse is addressed to people who are not following Jesus, and that's not the case. Because Jesus has addressed this letter to a church. So he's actually talking to church people, Christ followers. And he says, look, I stand at the door and knock. And I want to stop there and just get you to understand that the idea of Jesus knocking on the door, I think that's significant because Jesus is trying to get their attention by knocking. And I want to remind you that Jesus is not this passive God that kind of kicks back on his throne and just kind of waits to see how everybody responds, and those that make it, great, those that don't, too bad, so sad. That's not the way he is. He is, I believe, deliberately looking for occasions to get my attention and your attention whenever we aren't where we should be spiritually. And so he will knock. He will try to get our attention. He will try to make himself real to us at different places in our lives. And notice he doesn't say, I stand at the door and I will kick it down if you don't let me in. That's not what it says. He says, if anyone opens the door, I will come in. And I want us to know that Jesus will not force himself on anybody. He's a perfect gentleman. He will, he stands at the door, he knocks, but he will only come into your life and your heart if you let him. And that's important. Because Jesus will not say, here's my agenda, boom, now do it. We got to let him in. And he says, if you let me in, then I will eat a meal with you and you with me. He says, we will enjoy friendship, intimacy with each other. It's not just some dictatorship that we're getting with Jesus. We're actually getting a relationship with Jesus. And that's really amazing. So this morning, I want you to know that the Lord may be trying to get your attention to bring you to where you need to be with him. If you hear him knocking, if you see him getting your attention, open the door. Let him into your life. Let him do with you what he wants to do. And please understand that he wants that relationship with you more than you want it. And I hope that blesses you this entire weekend. God bless you. Thanks for joining me. We love you. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.